Welcome back to Devil's Advocate and an interview with Booker Prize-winning novelist Arundhati Roy. Arundhati Roy, let's turn to the central government's response to Taslima Nasreen. Speaking in Parliament on Wednesday, Pranab Mukherjee said that India would continue to extend protection and sanctuary to Taslima Nasreen. And then he added, it is also expected that guests will refrain from activities and expressions that may hurt the sentiments of our people. How do you respond to that rider?
Well, it's like being sentenced to good behavior for the rest of your life, which is a death sentence for a writer. You know, if I had to live somewhere in those conditions, I would, become a yoga instructor or something. I'd give up writing because this is such a nasty thing to do. Here is a woman who is a writer, who is a Bengali writer. She can't function outside, and I think it's a question of principle anyway. It's not about her, it's about us. What kind of society are we creating? Sure, it's tough to take on the kinds of things that she said about Islam, but she should be put in her place intellectually and otherwise, not like this where she will become a martyr to somebody else.
What about something else? When Pranab Mukherjee says that it is expected that guests will refrain from activities and expressions that may hurt the sentiments of our people, is he, in a very real sense, giving Muslim fundamentalists a veto both over what Taslima can write and say, and therefore over whether she can stay in Calcutta?
But who does he mean when he says our people? Am I included, for example? Because by doing this, he certainly hurt my sentiments, So you can't really match people's sentiments.
Quite right. You're absolutely right in saying our people includes a whole range of people.
Yes.
But I suspect that when he says our people, he had those who were protesting against Taslima on the streets of Calcutta in mind. Has he therefore given them a veto over what she can write and say, and therefore a veto over whether she can continue to live in Calcutta?
Not her. He has taken a veto over all of us. I've also been told by the Supreme Court that you'll behave yourself and you'll write how we ask you to write. I will not, and I hope that is extended to everybody here.
In which case, let me put it like this, and we're coming sadly to the end of this interview. Given that Taslima's case is not a unique case, you've suffered, as you said, at the hands of the Supreme Court. M.F. Hussain has suffered. Art students in Baroda have suffered. Even people doing cartoons and satires of Gandhi on YouTube have suffered. Are we an intolerant people?
No, we're just a messy people, and what I'm saying is either you have the principle of free speech or you have caveats that will fill up this whole room and, we'll all just be silenced and there will be no art and there will be no music and there will be no cinema.
Are we moving in that direction where the caveats to free speech are becoming so many that there is no freedom to be artistic?
The thing is, it doesn't matter. You see, what I'm saying doesn't matter. I might believe in this, but I know that tomorrow I have to deal with the thugs of the government, of the courts, of the fundamentalists, of everybody. In order to live here, you are like living in gang war. So what I believe in or don't believe in is only theoretical. How I practice is a separate matter. And to survive here, we survive amongst thugs.
But then the corollary to what you're saying is very important. You're saying that artists, particularly those who see things differently, particularly those who are stretching out and wanting to be new and avant-garde, have to contend with the thugs, as you call them, with the government and with the majority that's trying to push them back.
We do, and we will. The thing is that I also don't expect to be mollycoddled. I know that we have a fight on our hands, and how do we survive in this gang war? The state is just another gang, as far as I'm concerned.
So what you're saying is it's not easy to be different in India.
Well, it's challenging. Let's say it's challenging, and we accept that challenge.
What's your advice, very quickly, to Taslima Nasreen?
I really don't have any advice. I feel very, 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 very bad for her because if I may say this, hers is actually the tragedy of displacement. Once she has been displaced from her home, she has no rights. She's a guest and she's been treated very badly. She's been humiliated.
Arundhati Roy, a pleasure talking to you on Devil's Advocate.